let me ask you something honest. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? How many times has tomorrow never come? Most people think they failed in life, but the truth is much harder than that. They never failed. They never even started. And this is the story of a man who finally understood the difference. His name was Michael, 26 years old, a face full of ideas and a life full of nothing done yet. Michael wasn't a bad person. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't lazy in the way people think. He had plans, big ones. He wanted to start his own small business. He had notebooks filled with ideas. He had YouTube channels bookmarked, tutorials, guides, everything. But every single morning he woke up, looked at his phone, scrolled for 40 minutes, and told himself, "Today doesn't feel right. I'll start properly on Monday." Monday always came, and Monday always left. One evening, Michael was sitting at his small desk. The room was quiet. His laptop was open. The blank document stared at him, the business plan he had been meaning to write for 8 months. 8 months. He typed 2 lines, then he stopped. His mind started talking. What if nobody buys? What if I do all this and fail? What if I'm not actually good enough? He closed the laptop. He told himself he needed more time to think, more research, more preparation. He opened his phone instead and watched someone else talk about building a business. He felt inspired for 12 minutes. Then he fell asleep. This happened for weeks. The excitement, the pause, the excuse, the sleep. One night he passed a mirror and barely recognized himself. Not because of how he looked, but because of his eyes. They looked tired in a way that had nothing to do with sleep. The next morning, Michael visited his uncle, an old man who had built a small carpentry shop with his own hands 40 years ago. Michael told him everything. The plans, the notebooks, the fear, the waiting. His uncle didn't say anything at first. He picked up a piece of rough, unfinished wood from his bench and placed it in Michael's hands. "What do you see?" he asked. Michael shrugged. "Just a block of wood." His uncle nodded slowly. "Right. Now, yes. But inside this wood, there is already a chair. It has always been there. My job is not to create it. My job is just to begin removing what is not the chair." He paused, then looked at Michael directly. "Your dream is already inside you, son. It has always been there. You are not waiting for the right time. You are just afraid to pick up the tool." Michael drove home in silence. He sat at his desk. He opened the laptop. The blank document was still there, patient, waiting, judging nothing. And for the first time, he didn't wait to feel ready. He didn't wait for motivation. He didn't wait for Monday. He just started, badly, slowly, imperfectly. But he started. 3 hours later, he had something. Not a masterpiece, not a perfect plan, but something real. Something that existed in the world now outside of his head. He looked in the mirror again that night. His eyes looked different. Not confident exactly, but alive, like a man who had finally picked up the tool. Here is what Michael learned, and what most of us need to hear. We don't fail because we try and lose. We fail because we never let ourselves try at all. We dress up our fear with words like preparation and timing and not ready yet. But underneath all of that, it's just fear. Fear that if we really try and it doesn't work, then we have to face the truth about ourselves. But here's the real truth. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are just standing outside the door, holding the key and telling yourself the door might be locked. Open it. Even if your hands shake, open it anyway. The greatest chapters of your life are not waiting for perfect conditions. They are waiting for one simple thing, for you to begin. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when everything is in place. Now, exactly as you are, messy, unsure, afraid, and beginning anyway. Because most people don't fail. They just never really start. Don't be most people.